anything is possible, regardless of who you are and where you're from. And then the power of the mind is very powerful in a sense where we should really use it to start manifesting, but some people might not know that word. So I would say start creating a reality that you would want for yourself. We actually are part of a system that controls how we think, talk, and sometimes act. Like music found me actually. I started rapping in school and like doing rap battles. Like where I used to school at Greendale, I never lost a battle. Just saying, those who know, they know. You know, sometimes it's a thing of if you don't do it, then who will? You know? Sometimes we just gotta allow ourselves to be the chosen ones, as much as it may be hard.
Hi everyone, welcome to Motivation Corner, the biggest podcast in the world. I'm your host and content creator, Mfundo. Welcome yet to another beautiful and inspiring episode. If you are here for the first time, please subscribe and stay a little bit longer. I promise you we're going to have a beautiful conversation that will inspire you and make you get up of wherever you are and go face the world and acquire your dreams. And if you are returning, guys, I cannot thank you enough. I cannot appreciate you enough, but thank you so much. And yeah, today we're having a young man who is a songwriter, who is a producer, who is a musician. And yeah, welcome. And how are you?
No, I'm good. Firstly, thank you for having me as well, and I hope you're good as well. I know you mentioned a few things about me, but honestly, I'm just like a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
That's how I look at it. It's like anything that I would say I can do, I do it to the fullest of my abilities. But mainly it's just like I'm a creative at heart. I've always been. Yeah, that's how. Even from school, like I was looking past my things at home. I even have like a poetry certificate from school.
Wow.
So to show that I've always had the heart to do this thing, and then now I've just ventured into other things that are lucrative. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for honoring my invite and actually coming. I really take all my guests serious, and I appreciate them because who am I for you to just come and want to share your life with me? Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. No, I'm not like, but I'm just thank you so much. I was about to say, no. So before we start everywhere, like I want to capture everyone who just clicked and stayed for this long. After watching this episode, what do you want someone to take away out of this conversation?
I would say is that anything is possible. Regardless of who you are and where you're from. And then the power of the mind is very powerful in a sense where we should really use it to start manifesting, but some people might not know that word. So I would say start creating a reality that you would want for yourself, regardless of situations at home, regardless of financial situations. Just stay emotionally, physically, and spiritually, I would say, active and also aware of your surroundings. Yeah, that's to sum it up.
Wow, great. That's what I love, guys, about talking to young people, is that you will be highly inspired. And I hope you guys are going to watch and be inspired. So let's take it back. Who is Mfundo? Where does Mfundo come from? Because for me, the background always helps so that we get to know you, not just talk at your highest achievement.
I see.
Yeah, we need to know all those things.
Mfundo, I would say, is there's a way I also like usually do my some of my intros anyway.
Okay.
At the end, it's like it's 013Vanity, Mfana wabo Dubatse ubina 20, all the way from Coal City, came to get lady. So basically, Mfundo is a guy who. Where do we start it? Let's start it from, I guess, my upbringing. So I grew up, I started actually as Nambeni.
Oh, you are a wheat bank.
Yeah, I'm a wheat bank kid. And also going back on my like family history, I start to realize, that actually some of my great-grandparents are actually from here as well.
Oh, wow.
As well. But yeah, so I started as Nambeni. We started at Extension 5, where my family and I used to stay with my grandma. And then we moved. My dad got a house, extension 10. And then from there, we came straight to Tusped. So most of my, I'll say, primary school life, from like grade R to matric life and afterwards, was mostly spent in Tusped. And how do I put it? Mfundo is basically a person who has learned this thing we call a system. Some might believe it, some might not believe that we actually are part of a system that controls how we think, talk, and sometimes act. So Mfundo is a guy who started out DJing actually for like family functions.
Oh wow!
So I used to be that kid, but then now I used to like play mixes and pretend like I'm DJing.
Oh, you take them from YouTube and
yeah.
Yeah, but I think everybody starts somewhere, hey?
Yeah, no, I mean I had to start somewhere, and then moving forward, before that, like that phase in my life influenced me a lot, because now I used to see my like Abam Kulubami and like aunts, they used to dance to some R&B type music and kwaito. So that really did influence a lot of the music that I make today as well. So I started doing that, and then by the time I got to school, let's say grade 7, that's when I started, I'll say, becoming part of the cool kids, but also a nerd nyana at the same time.
Oh wow!
I sort of had like a balance of both worlds. And it did help, because now I could relate to about like everyone, you know. And honestly, growing up as Nambini as well helped me realize that a lot of times we judge people depending on maybe what they dress like or how they talk. But growing up in that space taught me that just judge people by who they really are. And after you spend time with them and getting to know them, like they always say, don't judge a book by its cover.
Yep. I'm a firm believer of that, because most of us, with how we look, someone can say, this one looks like Jayla.
Yeah.
But get to know me, yeah.
And for me, it was like that for a while. Until also like music found me actually. I started rapping in school and like doing rap battles. So my guy is here, Kamala Kusindo. He's my partner in photography as well.
Okay.
So he knows, I don't think he knows, but like where I used to school at Greendale, I never lost a battle. Just saying, those who know, they know.
Oh.
Never lost a battle.
The battles.
Yeah, rap battles. I never lost one. But yeah, with that phase, it made me also find myself in a way. But I was still learning, you know. I feel like when you're in school, there's certain things that you think you know until you get out of school, and then you start realizing, it's okay, I knew this thing, but then now I know it in depth. It's not just like, okay, I just know it. So grade 10 is when I started doing photography. And then I eventually, from music to photography side. After that is when my parents, after matric actually, let's fast forward. After matric, my parents tried to get me to go to in engineering. I did it. I ended up at N2. Actually, I was supposed to do entry. But being me, it's like, I feel like everybody has a role and everybody has a vision for themselves. My mom till this day says that she misses the kid she saw in me, because of now I'm more certain in everything that I do, and they actually are appreciative and they support everything that I do. So I didn't go to entry because I knew, okay, if I do that, they wanna put me in the mind game. And yeah, it's not me. So I decided to take a leap of faith. I went to Joburg actually for 4 years.
What were you doing in Joburg?
Just music. But it's just music and graphics on the side, and also photography. And also all of those...
Sorry, I always hear people saying, I had to leave the course and just pack and left. Yeah, you pack and leave. What is the plan? Like in your Josie, you're going to like, what what is going on? Maybe, of course, I mean, I'm practical. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? Who are you going to meet there?
See your point.
Yes.
A cousin of mine once said, Kamala Mfundo paragraphs, he once said, to get lost is to find the way. So for me, going to Joburg, I didn't know anyone really. I went there specifically for music.
It's cool. Music's cool.
No, just to do music. And my parents, like I said, like they fighted. They were like, "It's hard, Milo."
Like you went and said, "I'm going for music." Did you know where you were going?
Yeah, me and a friend of mine checked out apartments before.
Okay.
Like maybe like a week before, 2 weeks, we checked out apartments. Okay, cool. And then I told my parents that, hey, man, like I want to go to Joburg, and I'm grateful that I did, because like I say, to get lost sometimes is to find a way. Trust me, planning is good. But they also say we plan, but God decides.
Yeah.
So me going that side helped a lot in terms of the connections that I have now with people from that side who are like commercial and stuff like that. I got to shoot like some music videos. For example, I shot one of MT's music videos featuring this other guy I know.
You were behind the scenes, like shooting.
Yeah.
Oh wow, lovely.
See me. They also gave me credits on the video.
Oh.
So which is good. I recognize the work.
That's dope. Imagine Kulumanjal. Yeah, that's dope, man.
We have our own link.
Yeah.
But it's like that whole side taught me to be more certain on who I am, if I'm being honest. But it's not all how do you say, green pastures. It's like there's also some what you say called obstacles that happened. Majority of them you're gonna find out in depth in my book that I'm gonna take out August. So that book is titled. Should we go there? Not yet.
No, not yet. Let's talk about music. You said, is there anyone at home, like, because some people, like, did you know you are into music? Like, is there any musical history? Go high.
There's only musical history on my my mom's side. Yeah. So like my grandma has a brother who plays a guitar. He's the only one. But in terms of my father's side, now I'm the first one. The first generation. And it comes with a whole lot of ups and downs.
Yeah, it does.
Being honest. But at the end of the day, I see it as, sometimes it's a thing of, if you don't do it, then who will? Sometimes you just gotta allow ourselves to be the chosen ones, as much as it may be hard. It's
so
never
accepting your calling, that you are the chosen one to navigate this for the coming ones.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's I realize that not everybody has the mindset to think not even outside the box, but then like just to look at everything from a high top view. And that's how I consider myself. I just look at everything from the top. I don't really put myself in certain things. I just look at it and be like, okay, this is what I've learned here and there. And with that said, I feel like it's my responsibility to share, but mostly execute the things I learn. Because sometimes as isn't the bus chair,
yeah.
And then you just take it, but then tomorrow you go back and do your own thing. So for me, I feel like it's a matter of leading. So even now with music, I have my own genre that I've created called AmaDrill. So that's basically mixing my piano, drill music, hip hop, and a bit of kwaito. But also now, with the songs that I've done now, it's like there's also some R&B into it. Because I'm trying to make, not even trying, I'm making music that will last,
Yeah.
So that whenever I'm gone, it's like people still play it. Because I don't lie, there's a lot of artists. Which is okay. But we must realize that not everyone's going to make it, number one. Mainly because of marketing, and also because of, there's like 3 major companies that control all the music we hear. That is Universal, Sony, and Warner Bros. So it's a tight game. You have to be willing to learn. So with me coming through with this new genre, in Witbank, I feel like I've done a couple of collaborations already. Because I shot that one. I still shot. There's still a couple of people I want to get on board. But it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
I feel like if you can bring something new with the music, then not even you have a chance, you are gonna break through. So that's also the point that I wanted to raise with you. Me going to Joburg, it was like a matter of faith.
Yeah,
like,
that's what came into my mind. I'm like, you seem like a man of faith. What crowns you? What inspires your faith?
I say it's I don't know. There's a certain feeling that music gives me that I cannot find anywhere else. Like when I've made a certain song, there's something I feel inside that's like, yeah, that's the one.
Hits.
Yeah.
Where nothing ever hits.
Yeah, and like everything else for me is just like they do say nothing is new under the sun, you know. So a lot of things that I feel as people we do is something we've been taught, or we've been seeing on TV, or we saw on socials, or we saw Omunyu Put or Omunyu Sisi that used to stay in our neighborhood doing it. Now we try to imitate the same thing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, yeah, now I want to break patterns. I want to break those generational curses. Like, we can't, as black people specifically, stay down the whole time. Like, I know it's not easy, because I mean, we've had people try to, not even try, some people have done it, but there's also a saying that says, you know, I may not change the world, but I might spark the brain that will. So that's where I'm at with the things that I do. I wanna change the paradigm. I wanna change how we view things, and I understand that the music is just one tool. You know, after the music, you can start looking into building businesses that will employ certain black people in them, and then also teach them how to also grow as well. Because I feel like I know we've been taught how to be employees, but not like owners.
Yeah.
So that's my problem. Like school, everything else it teaches us to be employees. So if we can find a way to break those chains, I understand that not everyone can be, how do you say, an owner. But if majority can do it, I mean, I feel like South Africa specifically could be way better than what it is right now.
Yeah, you did mention that you believe there's a system that makes us think or do things the way we do. So now you want to be part of the changing the systems into what we believe in or what we can do.
Yeah, I mean, that's my, but the short-term goals and what medium, long-term, that's my long-term goal at the end of the day, short-terms could be, getting gigs and doing this, doing that, medium, like finishing up the book and stuff like that. But long-term, it's not even about like changing the system. It's about just it's about like bringing an awareness to people, But I understand not everyone will get it. But
it's okay.
I feel like it's my mission to touch like those who will get it eventually.
Yeah. No, I think you're onto something, because also myself, like, it bothers me that I've been employed for more than 15 years.
Okay.
So before I did this podcast thing, I never thought there's something else I can do. I actually believed that certain things are for certain people. But as time goes on now, I'm realizing that anybody can be whatever they want to be.
That's true.
And there's no limitations. You can be an employee, you can be an employer, you can be a creative. Because someone once said, we haven't used even like 10% of our brain. So can you imagine what we can do if we were to use a whole 100% of our brain?
That's true.
So we are inspiring that change, and mina ngiyayibona.
Yeah, no, they say that once you start vibrating at a certain level, you start attracting people who are like-minded. My main problem with the system that we have in place and the media in general. Is that it's making majority of our people focus more on the things they see and hear, not the things they can think they can be. You know, so if one person can come through and just with a bit of enlightenment, but like I said, I understand not everyone will get it, but I feel like with things like COVID as well that happened, you know, it forced us to look within ourselves. Instead of always, what's going on outside and all that. Now you're like, okay, I'm in this house now. What do I have to
have
do?
myself.
Yeah. So I feel like that also sparked up a certain awareness within ourselves. But yeah, there's powers that be that are gonna fight due to, like you said, the system that is in place. You know, there's people who do not want to see us specifically owning our own things. Like imagine if South Africa had a bank that was owned by like black people, had certain businesses that were owned by black people, like even those expensive clothing we were talking about before we came on camera. Like imagine if okay, fair enough, now we're starting, there's this guy in Uklahlanga, yeah, he's coming through, but like that's one individual. We need more of those to compete. Like I was telling you also, with the 3 companies that control the whole music, imagine if we had our own.
Yeah.
You know?
Even like things like YouTube, we have our own medium where we're gonna post our own stuff.
Because now imagine we have a whole genre that's controlling the whole world. If the whole world is interested in like amapiano and stuff, but then we're releasing that music on their platforms.
They own it.
Like, let me tell you a story. I used to make music. When I started making music, I sold CDs. I still have like the CD till this day that I sold. Like I sold like 100 of them for 50 rand. Now imagine that profit compared to now the streaming platforms. Like even now, when I check my distributor, I have like over 18,000 streams. That equates to like 80 rand.
No.
18,000 streams on all my music equates to 80 rand. Now imagine, I used to sell CDs 100 for 50 rand. You see that, man? It's not. So yeah, we need more platforms that are just gonna be for us, man. And yeah, I'm gonna take initiative to start it because, like I said before, I mean, if not you, then who do you expect? Yeah, we need to be the change. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, you are spiking a certain conversation. I don't want to be radical, but let's talk about
we have to be free.
You said you shot a music video in Nabo MT, and I don't know, when I read your bio, have you released music that is featuring both Sjava and the likes, or it's still coming?
Do I have one? Okay, the biggest feature I say I have is a Tanzanian feature. There's a guy named King Alikiba. He has 10 million followers on Instagram, and he's following like 3 people. That includes like Standard Bank and his own soccer team and stuff like that. Wow. Shout out to my nigga 4K. He's the guy. He was my photographer and videographer while I was in Joburg. Oh, almost got signed actually, but that's another story. So yeah, he was my videographer and photographer, and he's the guy who plugged me up with the feature. Yeah, that feature now is like over like 700k views. I won't lie. When I look at my Instagram, how do I say, stats, majority of my fans are from Tanzania. And even though in South Africa, like I've done a couple of things, I'm still planning to do more. Like in Joburg, I hosted gigs. Hosted one named Kemet. So, like I said, everything I do just has to bring a certain awareness to people. If you don't know what Kemet is, please research. But yeah, that's the biggest feature I have so far. In terms of Blackie and Sjava and them,
yeah,
I actually saw Blackie in that studio where I almost got signed.
Okay.
Actually, we talked a few times, but I actually didn't like look at him as an artist like that. But also it's because I wasn't like I didn't hear his music at the time. Because I mostly listened to the guy he was with, Lucas Raps. But I'm in the works of doing that. Because like I said, being in Joburg made me get connections. And now I'm at a point where I just want to conquer Witbank first. They say home is where the heart is, something like that. So if my home is like fully supportive, then I can conquer the world. But then now, I don't want a situation where I think blow up but I very talasmas. No, like.
But most of the time, they say a prophet is only appreciated outside. So you like, I do love that you want to conquer Witbank, but if there are opportunities out there, go for them.
I know, trust.
Yeah, but also I want us to help some kid out there. She has this very same burning desire to leave whatever course they are doing at the university, and they want to pursue, maybe it might be acting, might be music, or whatever it is. So you left and you went to Joburg.
Yeah.
How do you establish these connections? Where do you even start? Because I'm like Mina, so I want to go start mingling with the likes of McG. Where do I start?
It all begins with faith, number one. I feel like
but the practical way, man.
Oh yeah,
what did you do?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Okay.
Number one is faith. Faith in the sense of you need to have something that you truly believe in. For me on my side, I am fully into like the whole ancestor realm type thing.
Okay.
You know? I grew up, my mom used to take me to Sunday school and all of that. So now when I start telling her things like Uklahlanga and stuff like that, she feels like, nah, this guy has forgotten all those things that I've taught him. But actually in reality, that's not true. I've actually grown more, and I still implement all those things I learned even now, like how to treat people and all this stuff. So number one is faith, like have something that is going to back you, because eventually.
Yeah.
There's your knowledge and everything you can do, there's a certain level it can take you, and then at some point you just need like God, Jesus, or you just need something that's going to hold you.
Okay.
So that was my first step. I believed fully on my ancestor side, and I was like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I believe in. So just like, as much as you can have a plan, like I said, to get lost is to find a way. Here's another thing as well. I believe in God's timing, in a sense where God's timing never misses, through the good and especially the bad. Like it really never misses. So for me, with that in mind, I always knew that everything is going to happen the way it's supposed to. And also I don't have regrets in life. That's how like I once asked me a question like, would you take a certain amount of money, or would you open a door that would like put you back in time to undo some stuff? I was like, nah, because everything that I did made me the person that I am today. So yeah, faith. And then once I got to Joburg, I stayed in an apartment. The first day when I got there, at that time I used to smoke weed. Now I don't actually, sadly, but so the guy I smoked with, and then that guy knew friends who made music at that apartment. And also before I went there, there's a guy named Sesti. He's one of this hip hop group that's growing now, which in Quellas. Yeah. So I saw this guy's picture while I was still at home, and then when I got to the apartment now, I also saw him there, and I was like, okay, you know what, this is the guy I saw almost. And then once I started knowing more into him as well, I realized that, he also makes music. Okay, he also does this and that. And he had a connection to this other guy named Stilo Makolit. So I would say if you're a person who wants to do something, I feel like these days I've realized a lot of people tell like the young generation to, nah man, stay in school and all of that and all that. I say follow your heart. That's like me. Like, if you follow your heart, I feel like anything is possible. Nobody should ever box you in. Some people also wonder how I'm juggling like music, books, clothing brand, photography, graphics, all this other stuff. And it's just like, because I am invested in it, and it's not something I'm just doing because I saw someone doing it. No, it's actually me. So my advice would be just like follow your heart and trust in God's timing.
Okay.
And like I say, just have a backup. Just have a faith that it can move mountains. Yeah. No one will will ever disturb you from your purpose. Oh yeah, there's a guy, Miles Monroe, who said, your job is what you get paid to do. Your work is what you were born to do. So for me, all these things that I mentioned, from music to photography, that's my work. A job is, yeah, like you said, you can go get a job.
So let's talk about your book.
Yeah.
How did it come about? Why write a book when you have music to can put your story out there through music? Why?
I love writing in general.
Okay.
Actually, I have a journal where it's broken down into what I achieved. So basically, let's say from yesterday to today, I'm gonna write maybe saying what I achieved yesterday. If I had dreams, what did I dream about? If I had lessons, well, there's always lessons. I write down my lessons as well. I write down what I'm gonna do the next day, and then I write down what I'm grateful for, just like 3 things. So I have a book like that, and I've been writing that since like 2021. So you can imagine how many books I have.
How did you come about like journaling? Because it's something that most men frown upon. They're like, like, why did you write? Did you shape your journal that way?
Oh yeah, there's a guy who taught me to shape it that way. I started adding my own things, but there's a guy who taught me how to shape it. His name is Theo. So while I was in Joburg, see, like I say, God's timing is always perfect. This guy stayed in the same apartment as me, and then now he heard my music, and he was interested in me. So after he heard the music, he had a business called Expanded, where he does graphics. So he wanted me to help him. I helped him out, and then he also helped me start my own thing, which is Vanityorpride, Pty Ltd. He also has mentors and stuff like that, you know. Do I have mentors? I have one mentor, but he's in Joburg. So right now I just like gather information from, as we have YouTube, just saying for people out there, there's YouTube, guys, just learn these things.
Yeah, no.
Like, just
like listen to this podcast.
Yeah,
listen to this conversation. Guys, listen.
Like, rewatch it again so that you really get some notes out there. But okay, yeah, he had mentors, and they also taught him how to write it, you know. So after so the way me and him actually started tapping into that side of like journaling, my roommate at the time, who I was also making music with, my guy Theo was teaching him like on how they both should work together. But then now he was playing like what's this guy's name? I think it's like John Robb. He's an old white guy who just like gives out motivation, you know. So they were watching that together, and I was on the side, but I was the one who was listening. The other guy wasn't really paying attention. Wow. So as time went by, Theo realized, oh my God, you're the one who's been tapping into these things. So I started helping him as well. And like I said, he showed me how to set up my own business. So the journaling part, I saw it from him. And then I just started doing it because there's a time where I stopped doing it. I won't lie, things didn't make sense. I felt like I was just floating.
I
felt like my life just didn't have direction. I was just like,
I also believe it's like you having a conversation with yourself and reflecting on yourself, by yourself.
My mom calls it a diary. Like,
whatever it is, but as long as you are reflecting and you are planning.
True.
And you are taking account of it.
It helped me a lot to not repeat certain patterns, you know.
Right.
When you said you're going to do something today and you write it down, like, oh, I did something else, but this one I didn't do, you start realizing it, okay, now you need to start being more, accurate in your executions. You need to really start executing things. So the journaling is, it's a big part of me. And like I said, I started in 2021, so you can imagine how many books I have so far.
So your book is based on all the things that you've been writing on your journal?
So, not necessarily.
Okay, what is the title of the book?
The title of the book is Know Thyself / like being in brackets African child.
Okay.
So it is, like I said, it summarizes also most of the conversations that we've had today. But like the system, but mostly it's my life from, I would say, matric after matric the whole Joburg experience until now. Because there's so many spiritual things as well that I've learned along the journey that I'm going to share in the book. Because I feel like books are a conversation with yourself.
Yes.
Like when you read that book, you don't read it in my voice. You read it in your voice.
Yeah.
So it's a conversation with self. And if you find, like, I do like reading books as well, especially if it's something that I know will add to my knowledge. This book that I'm writing, it's just to help people who are just like trying to figure out what's going on in the world, or it's also a guide to oneself. And there's a thing that this guy said, KRS-One, he's like one of the founders of hip-hop. When, things like the ancient Greeks or some, when they wrote like know thyself on top of the door, for example, it wasn't a thing of, oh, okay, let me read it. Know thyself. What do they mean? Now it's actually a thing of, you don't say it out loud. Close all of this and you just say to yourself, know thyself. And with that, you start knowing the inner you, that voice that speaks, not just this one.
Yeah.
Because he said as well, when this mouth stops and these eyes close and these ears fall to the ground, you're still here. You're still here because you can say it like that word, know thyself, without moving this. You can hear yourself saying, know thyself.
Yeah.
So you see that you don't really need all of this. You can close your eyes and still see, know thyself.
Yeah.
So you don't really need all of this. But that's the reference of the book. It's just like a guide.
Okay, so who's the target market for the book? Who's your audience?
I knew that was going to come. I think majority would be the fan base that I have already established within my socials and my YouTube, because I check up on stats a lot. Like I check up on like which age group is watching my Instagram, my YouTube, from which country. That would not even be, that is my target market. But as my popularity grows, I don't lie, it's like there's really no limits to who I can push it to. But to answer your question, it's the fan base that I know I have already.
Who's your fan base? Is it young people, or like people like us?
I don't know how that's the sauce, that's the secret. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so do you think my people, the audience here, this podcast will love it?
I think anybody who is searching for truth will love it.
Okay.
Yeah, because like I said, as about the some people don't want to really hear the truth.
Yeah,
they just want to be in the
bubble.
Yeah, they say the comfort zone kills. Being outside of your comfort zone, that's when you actually start also seeing how far can you really take things. So the book is a way for people to get out of their comfort zones. Like when you read it, you just have to empty your cup. They say that the wisest man knows that he actually doesn't know anything. I can speak like this and some people might be like, yo, this guy knows some stuff.
Yeah.
But with me, it's like, man, I'm not even halfway there.
Yeah.
Like, so that's how it is when you read the book. It's just, you just have supposed to be like, I'm actually letting go of what I've learned, what I've heard, what I've been taught, and what I also taught myself. And I'm reading this book just to grasp the knowledge that's in it. Once you're done reading it fully, then you can judge and be like, okay, compare with my knowledge, what do I say about this? But like, don't judge it halfway because the story is not complete.
Okay. So, I know we're not talking up like what is the nuggets that when reading that book should they look for, the most important things to look for? What are the important nuggets that one will acquire out of that book?
Yeah, there's a few. There's a guy named, okay, what you want to say?
I was saying, is it the book that will bring you to yourself, will make you like introspect and be like, know your blackness, know you as a person, and know you as an entrepreneur or as a creative? What is it?
Yeah, so many answers come to mind. But there's a guy named Uklahlanga.
Yeah. I love
Coco,
him.
actually, is not actually a guy. But yeah, he once said something. He said, just this word, I'm not going to call him full, but he said like the University of Truth. So that's basically what the book is about in a way. In terms of nuggets, I would say it's a thing of knowing that, like I said, God's timing never misses. Do the good and especially do the bad. Because like I said, I put a bit of my own, how do they say, experiences in there.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, I'm just mainly talking about my, how do I say, awoken side or awareness side. Like I say, when you read this book, you're just supposed to be open-minded. The type of books I would reference these two, I like the likewise of Uklahlanga. Because, yeah, I also just saying side notes, I also had a dream about him and he was showing me his books. So imagine, it's that deep.
Wow.
Yeah. So for me, it's like I reference my books to his books, you know, regardless of like the initiations he went through and all of the other stuff, in terms of just like the layout of how it's written. Because when you read his books, you can't go in reading with the knowledge that you have. Because now your pig is going to bali it up. Every sentence is just gonna be like, this is not true. This is not true. This cannot happen. Yeah. This guy is talking about like reptilians, Chitaur and stuff like that. Yeah. Talking about the origins, you know. So that's the type of, I would say, approach.
It's deep.
Yeah, nah. Like I said, it's like know thyself, but then don't say it. Just like say it to yourself inside. Yeah. It's that deep.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to read it. I'm one of the curious people. I'm curious about us, how things used to happen way back.
Yeah.
Compared to what we know, what we've been reading. And
we know we don't come from baboons.
One thing Touch once said when he was at this other podcast, he said, the bad thing about us black people is that we don't have we don't document our history. So we end up having other races or people documenting, and they're not going to even tell the real truth of what happened. So I'm glad if there are people like you who are documenting our blackness, our Africanness. So I can't wait because I'm that person.
I see you.
Yeah,
it's the same thing that Credo said.
I'm curious about us.
He said it's like certain angels will come out among us, you know, but some people will shut them down. I mean, we could even take it to the biblical side. I mean, when Jesus was here, some didn't believe until he left.
They still don't even believe Namanj.
The same thing when Bob Credo was here, you know, they even like burnt down his house because they thought Yatagat and stuff like that. But it's just because they didn't open their minds to that level yet, you know. But like I said, with COVID, it really helped us to get to know ourselves and take a look inside. So I feel like now the masses are ready. You know, they're ready for the truth, the University of Truth.
Yeah.
And it's going to come out. Trust me. Like I said, I'm going to change the world, but I'm sure I'm going to spark the mind that will.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I'm definitely one of the ones.
Yeah, I was listening to one of your songs, Amandla. It's an incredible song. I love.
Yeah.
Enough for me to love a song. I love the beats, there should be something, and then I love the words. I still haven't gotten the right lyrics, but I loved it. And also the one Tikela or something. Yes. I love the guys. His music is brilliant. The beats, the rhythm. Yeah,
I know, it's crazy because my dad also likes it. Like he keeps asking me for unreleased songs. It's like, bruh, USP. I'm like, my guy. And there's a lot that comes with that. But with the music, you know, it's like music is very spiritual in a way. Because I mean, music can either uplift you or it can help you take away the sadness that you might be feeling at the time.
Yeah.
Or it can also just like make you happy or more in love, you know. So when I do music, but now there's a thing I do as well. Because like I said, it's spiritual for me. Whenever I make a beat, for example, you might see me play like the beat, like the beginning of the beat. It's like 3 times, like boop, 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 boop. Because that's something a guy of mine used to do. Like I said before, there's a guy who wanted to sign me in Joburg. There was a producer there. His name is TP, RP him. So he helped me out also with the producing game. So he used to do that a lot. So now whenever I do it, I'm just remembering him. That's how spiritual music is. With the beats, I've learned. Like I'm also a part-time DJ.
Oh, okay.
Like yesterday I was DJing. At night I was doing photography. Yeah.
Wow.
Now we
No, you seem like quite a busy guy. How are you juggling everything? You're a photographer, you are a musician, you're a producer, you are photographing, you are writing. How are you? We have like I think 2 minutes left now.
I believe it's a thing of they say that once you do what you love, you never have to work a day in your life. You know, you don't feel like work. So that's how it is for me. Like all of these things that I'm doing don't feel like work. It just feels like what I'm supposed to do.
You are living.
Yeah, I feel like it's my purpose, you know. My guy here, Cindy, was also asking you, man, how are you juggling all these things? And for me, it's like, it's what I love to do. And majority of them are lucrative at the end of the day. And even if they weren't, I'll still do them for free. That's the whole key.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
It's just that now, I've upped the live. They have to pay. I gotta take out the coins.
So also the Bible even says your gifts are gonna give you money, or they're gonna help you make a living. Paraphrasing, guys, you can check the scripture. Well, so any last words? I know we can never. Your life seems so big, so we never end. So do you have any last words you wanna say? Something that even if a person was listening and they're like, okay, just leave us with that last words.
I would say question everything. We are taught to just follow the rules and stuff like that. My guy, question everything from why do you have to use fluoride to brush your teeth, from why do you have to eat gluten, from is the earth flat or is it round, is the moon real? It's like, my guy, question.
There's something called heaven.
You feel me? What's really above, what's really beneath, you know? But at the end of the day, you know, what I really feel is like, but just ask yourself if there's like right or wrong, or is it more about the intention that you have, you know? Because they said that, and I'm gonna get deep. It's
okay. I actually have a friend,
I'm gonna get deep.
That guy will make you look at life in a simple yet deep way. He will make example with nature. He'll be like, Tina, as people, we like to complicate things compared to how things were made. Like, for instance, your lions, when you're talking about good or bad, a lion has to eat, and unfortunately has to eat a gazelle. Are we now going to say, no, we need to hold hands together and pray that the lions must not eat the gazelles? Unfortunately, it's life. It's a cycle of life. Some of the things they might not be wrong, they are necessary.
True. See, that's what I'm saying. Let's ask yourself, is it wrong or right, or is it more about intention? The intention that you have towards something, you know. For me, that makes the whole difference. Regardless of what we've been taught, like the intentions that you have, if you want to do something you love, or leave school or continue studying further, and somebody says this and that, your intentions and your energy will always put you at the places you are supposed to be. So what can that aura? Get that aura.
Okay, guys, we've had 013 Vanity in the studio today, and thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Mfundo, for being here.
Thank you for inviting
Vanity,
me.
guys, check his music on YouTube and stream it. everywhere. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next episode. From me and Bethany Media, we say bye.
Peace.